Shalom from Israel, everybody. I've got a secret. What's the secret? Mum's having a baby. Yay!
So, we have some big decisions to make.
Big decisions.
To stay or to go home.
Do you have a baby in Israel or New Zealand?
The main thing that, a big gauge for us on whether we should stay is if we can get our funding up.
Yeah, we've survived our funding. We actually do Airbnb, if you've heard of Airbnb, and that has what's
online, and people go and stay in people's homes. So we have 2 rooms that we rent out in our house on Airbnb.
It's a lot of work, but we've also found it a blessing and a ministry in itself as well, being able to minister to a lot of people coming through, just sharing. And
yeah, we advertise that we're a Christian family. It's in our headline. And so probably 95% of our guests that have come through our home from all over the world are believers, are Christians. And so they're really blessed to stay with us, and we're really blessed to meet all these other believers from all over the world. So
it's been cool. And it covers about half our rent.
Yeah.
Now, with a new baby, if we were to have a baby in Israel, there's no room.
We won't be doing Airbnb.
No.
With a baby newborn in the house.
Can't have travellers through, newborn. Our whole family, we all live in one room of the house. So we have triple bunks in our bed, and that's also how we have the other rooms available. But with a baby additional to that, I don't think...
Ready to spread out a wee bit.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, perhaps you could help us cover the other half of that rent in the form of a monthly donation. That would be awesome.
We're looking for more partners to come alongside us and join us in this.
And we are prepared to come back home to New Zealand, but we're also prepared to stay should the Lord provide.
Yeah, we're just really praying and seeking God for Him to show us which way, which direction, which steps we should take, whether we make steps to stay or take steps to go. The
benefits for staying is that we get to continue building the relationships that have taken so much time here. When we set out, we had God's really led us in a way that we would have never imagined, but what we do see is that investment in relationships takes time.
Yeah.
Even to the point where with our neighbours here, we have Orthodox neighbours on both sides, two beautiful families, and when there was trouble on the northern border just a few weeks ago, we were asking where the bomb shelter was.
We don't have a bomb shelter in our house.
But our neighbour Yossi does, and he said, James, we will say Baruch haba, blessed is he who comes. And that was an invite to our family and to his place, you know, if the need was there. So that kind of relationship and this forming, even with our neighbours, that's not to mention obviously what's happening down at the kibbutz. To stay and continue to develop those relationships, I see a real benefit, a real blessing.
That's where we're at. We need to we've been surviving on 50% roughly of our living costs, of our budget for our living costs, and then the rest has been covered largely by Airbnb, and then the odd one-off donations that come through, which are a huge blessing. Yeah,
and we see that God providing in that way as well.
But we will be seeking to gauge whether or not we can actually sustain our life and our calling here. We're looking for more monthly partners. So please get in touch if you feel that might be you.
Yeah. A quick update, what I've been up to at work is the Shagarim Academy. This is a curriculum we've been developing for all ages, but targeted to young people. Bringing young Christians from all over the world to Israel, to the centre, to this kibbutz that we're working on, renovating, and giving them a structured educational approach to Israel on the geography, the politics, the pioneers, and then the modern state, and also the biblical heart and worship, fellowshipping with local believers. A structured approach to all of this in order to raise the next generation of young people who have a heart for Israel, which has always and often been our goal. In our last trip to New Zealand, we really wanted to raise the younger generation.
So there's people who are educated and informed about Israel and all of those things that James said, so that they can share that with other people in their own country. So they come here on the Shagarim tour, they learn, so that then when they go back to their own countries, they can then share with people and help spread that.
So we have the first, it's exciting, it's a lot of work. We have the first revision of a formal syllabus to take people through, and we even have had the first 30 people come through and do a 12-day program, seeing the land, Israel being the classroom, and I was privileged to be filming that. So I've got like 2 weeks worth of filming, a lot of footage, and I have to now do probably a month's worth of editing to start to produce some upbeat, interesting video content that will continue to promote that program and continue to draw young people to Israel, to Jerusalem.
And there's been definitely a shift in the relationships done at work, at the kibbutz, the Aliyah Return Centre and the kibbutznik.
The kibbutzim.
Kibbutzim.
Yeah, at Bet Zera.
The people that live there and are part of the kibbutz, they've been reaching out and inviting the volunteers from the Aliyah Return Centre into more and more of their kibbutz activities and events. Just last week, was it 2 weeks ago, you were asked to come and help set up?
Yeah, they just needed help, and they just rang and said, hey, can you come help set up for the volleyball tournament, to do the audio visual, the sound setup. This would not have
happened 6 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago. They were like, this is the kibbutz, this is the Aliyah Return Centre, you're using our land and you're doing good things, but it was very separate.
Yeah.
But slowly, steadily, there's barriers breaking down, and people are softening and asking questions and inviting. So
they're very
really cool.
The kibbutz is very secular, but in the hall while we were setting up, Chaim, who I work with, speaks fluent Hebrew and English.
He's Israeli. So.
He's Israeli. He heard them speaking. They didn't know we understood, and they were saying, "Gosh, if all of this continues, next thing they'll have us believing in God." And well, we just hope that that's a prophetic word.
So then, like, family life updates. Jill and Russell, James's parents, have been here for 2.5 months now.
Yeah.
It's been so awesome. They've got about 2 weeks left before they fly back home to New Zealand and their other family. They've been missing them. And we took them to Jerusalem a couple of weeks ago for 10 days, and we
taking them around the Galilee
and
up
showing
north.
Lots of places.
Yeah.
And Reuben turned 3 on Friday.
Yep. And he got a haircut.
He finally got a haircut, and we took him swimming and had a wee barbecue down at Gan HaShlosha, which is beautiful. If you ever come to Israel,
talk about streams flowing in the
desert.
desert.
To Gan HaShlosha.
Gan HaShlosha is a little slice of paradise.
Stunning.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
So that was really fun, and yeah, it's definitely heading into summer. We've had several days already in May that have been over 40 degrees.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning and walk outside, it's 30 degrees. That's
yeah.
And it only gets hotter from there.
So we've had the air conditioners on again, and the good thing about the heat is that all the washing for the Airbnb dries really fast. All the sheets and towels and everything, which is much harder in winter.
So that's all from us. Thanks again for watching. And stay tuned with our fundraising updates. We're going to keep you posted with where we're at. Currently, we can count on 50% of our required budget, and we know that we've seen God provide in these one-offs and in these other ways. But let's see how He leads. Maybe we'll go to 100%, or maybe we'll end up back in New Zealand. Either way, we will be promoting Israel and sharing in any way we can. Above all, may His will be done. And we are open to what He wants us to do. Pray with us. If you can, dive in and support us. That would be wonderful. And if you've got any feedback or thoughts or words for us, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Yes.
Blessings from the Galilee.
Bye.